Hello and welcome everyone to round 14 of Race Department's Formula FG Championship. We're here in Dubai for the second Emirati Grand Prix, but this time we've jumped over from Abu Dhabi to the neighbours, I guess you'd say, Dubai, as I mentioned before. Looking forward to this one. Great looking track as well. Promising to be a pretty good race. So straight to qualifying then. Jack Lasky took a very important pole position here today. He's going to start from P1. James McNamara will be starting from P4. Very important, as the gap at the moment with 4 races to go is 76 points. Jack Lasky needs to get, he needs to score more than James McNamara. If he gets 1 point, I think he can win on countback of second places, which is how close it is for him at the moment. So if he gets 10th and McNamara should retire, he's still in. Otherwise, it just needs to beat McNamara in any way possible. James McNamara, at this point in time, if he beats Jack Lasky at all today, he will be the Season 5 champion with 3 races left in hand. Not only that, if he should get better than second place or better, I should say, he will also have broken the record for the most amount of points in any season, which is of course held at the moment by Nathan Corns. He scored 246 points off the top of my head, I believe it was, in Season 3. And I think it's 240, I think, for Jack Hunsley in that. Well, realistically, it was a dominating first season that he had, but a few too many retirements, which is the big difference between him and James McNamara at this point. James McNamara still has not retired, has not failed to finish worse than 6th. 6th, of course, he scored in the first race of the season. So it is an incredible season, that is for sure, by him. But alas, back to qualifying. Manola Sigalakis, Daniel Harvey, 2nd and 3rd. 5th place for Rui Martins with Hugo Rossello on row number 3. Jordan Bradford, Damien Sun, Carlos Rodriguez and Tapio Riniho are the top 10. 5 teams in the top 10. It's a weird situation for that. In that, for sure, Ben Utzer was best of the rest there. At 11th, he's usually been a bit higher up this season, that is for sure. But he's not having great luck at the moment. See now if he can start behind and maybe work his way back into it. See if that changes things for him. Team's a little bit all scattered down the back and whatnot. So Tim Engbrink up in 20th, which is a massive improvement for him there. I mean, it's just like 20th. But nonetheless, we'll head straight to the grid then for the Emirati Grand Prix. Rightio then, so on the grid now. Just waiting for the lights to come on and go off again, up to 3, 4, 5 lights. Underway, we are here in Dubai then. It's a pretty quick start. Lasky going along. Sigalakis, though, looks like he's gotten a slightly better start, and McNamara is following him there on the inside, but into the first corner, and it's Lasky sweeping around the outside, looking just to hold on. McNamara a little bit cramped in there behind the apex. Now they're moving through, and it's McNamara and Sigalakis in particular moving forward. Sigalakis into the lead, McNamara chasing him down. Lasky pushed down to 3rd, and at the moment the championship is heading to the Australian. There's already a little bit of a gap, and look at that, Jordan Bradford fairly quickly as well up into 5th. There's now maybe seeing a move for the lead of the race. McNamara looking down, I believe that's the outside of this back straight, long back straight, and Sigalakis actually backs out of that one, and so is McNamara straight away into the lead of the race, and Daniel Harvey's moved through on his teammate as well. Not sure if that's in the plans there for DTK, if that's maybe Harvey going to try to bulldoze his way through those ahead. But the problem for them is that McNamara is into the lead, and we've seen him, especially in recent races, this is a position that he does not, well, doesn't do poorly, and he gets to the lead and he goes for it from there. So what a start from him, from 4th to 1st on the first lap. Looking through the final corners there. Quite a superb track here at Dubai. McNamara going to pick that one up. So Lasky started first, down to fourth. McNamara fourth, up to first. It's not the start they were looking for. Bradford to fifth. Martin's down one. Hugo Rossello back a little bit as well. Damien's son Tapio Riniho has been able to get past Rodriguez. Here comes Chris Guardian as well. Oh, running quite wide there. Got to be careful. Ben Utzer looking for it there. Couldn't quite find it. Stefan Berner having moved up in position. Nathan Corns a little bit as well. There's Tim Engbrink. Up 4 positions already, looking for a 5th. Arlington, Sharp, Davizioso, Wright, Saeed, and Totos. As you see, Daniel Harvey making the move there. Sigalakis going to get pushed wide, and that could allow Lasky. Not quite. Plan hasn't quite worked there for DTK. Then Harvey threw into second, but hasn't been able to bring Lasky with him. You see, Sigalakis is running a little bit heavier. Same as McNamara. We'll see if the undercut or the overcut is the choice that all the teams are looking for today. I think a few times this season we've seen the overcut do quite well, but I think recently the undercut was actually stronger. So now Lasky maybe going to look this time. There he is, moving down the inside there of Sigalakis. Under brakes, and he will take the position back. So up into second there for Jack Lasky. Sigalakis just dropping spots a little bit at the moment. Now the BRTs. There's Engbrink having already got past Corns now as well. So he's on a charge. He's on start of lap 3. He's up to 14th, and he's the biggest mover that I can see. McNamara, of course, up 3. Harvey up 1. Lasky, Sigalakis both down 2. Those are the main movers. Bradford and Riniho both also moving up 2 positions in their Falcons. Here's Riniho looking for a 3rd. And he has got his nose ahead. Will it be enough? Yeah, Rossello will pull back into line. And it's Chris Guardian there looking down the inside. Not going to find it. Ben Utzer going to give the position over to Stefan Berner. Hasn't taken long. Engbrink onto the back of him now. McNamara coming through there. And here comes Bradford there looking to get past Sigalakis. He's got a good run. He's well up the inside. And Sigalakis, as much as he tries, isn't going to be able to keep the Brit behind him. And now he's got a problem as well. Rui Martins might try to have a look. Really close to the back of the Greek driver as Engbrink has taken another one. Gets past Utzer. Overtaking opportunities really good there for the Carrington Motorsport driver. As we have 3 wide here coming down the back straight. Riniho going to look to get both of them, and he will. Tapio Riniho, what a great move there. Gets past Rui Martins and Manolis Sigalakis at the same time. Martins there effectively holding his position, which he won't be too disappointed with. The Falcons are quite quick at the moment. As it's continuing. Just never ends here for Ben Utzer. A water leak there on his Renault engine. And it has expired completely. And now he seems to be just losing control of the car there. So that'll keep the yellow flags out for a little while longer. Meanwhile, McNamara continuing to pull away as Lasky now closing on his teammate a little bit. Look at Engbrink here. Already to 12th. Making the move. Going to have to go a long way around, and I don't think that's going to work for him quite as he would have hoped. Coming into that yellow flag zone here, McNamara. They do seem to have gotten the car cleared. Lasky once again just sliding out a little bit there, so not sure what's happened to him, but he brought it down to less than a second, back out to a second, 1.1 seconds rather. So Lasky just can't quite get the rhythm he's looking for. Sella and Damien's son here looking down the outside. Not quite going to find it. Engbrink there battling with Rodriguez. Chris Guardian and Stefan Berner. Now the lone BRT. Oh, he's going to go a long way around the outside there. Guardian, good racing, and it's also going to cause problems for Berner. Yeah, nearly taken off the front wing of Luke Rosella. Now Lasky actually falling away from Harvey a little bit. Falling off the back of his teammate and towards the clutches of the Falcons. Rinho, meanwhile, is also maybe fancying a little move at his teammate as well soon. In fact, that is going to be the case now. Here comes Rinho, looking down the outside of his teammate, not sure if he's going to find any way through there. Indeed, he backs out. Instead, have to take a little bit longer. As there is Damien's son down the inside of Hugo Rossello. Feel that's well timed by the Challenger driver. Not too far behind is Engbrink, of course. Tapio Rinho incredibly lighter fueled than his teammate. Rinho now looking down the inside this time. Looks like he's going to have a better time of it, and indeed, under brakes past his teammate there, important. As Hugo Rossello there, battling once again with Damien's son, and it was Engbrink that was ducking and weaving, trying to find a way through. He's not going to find it just yet. Back towards the front, Harvey, continuing to lose time to McNamara, so in that regard, that part of the race is, I guess you'd almost say, already done. DTKs, they're not ahead, and they're losing time. Hugo Rossello now has Engbrink down the inside, and that move is almost already done. In fact, it is. Engbrink back ahead. Oh, pulls in ahead right there of Rossello. Simple as that. It's McNamara. Now we go to Toto's, taking an incredibly wide line there. Coming up behind Nathan Corns, here's Daniel Harvey. And there's Jack Lasky. Problem here. It's a puncture. It's a puncture, and that has ended Jack Lasky's race. That has ended his championship. No matter what, that is the wrong car there. No matter what, this man cannot be defeated from this point onwards. James McNamara is the Season 5 Formula FG champion as a result. No one in the history of this series has won it quite as quickly as he has. At the same time, Daniel Harvey's come into the pits as well. What has happened here to DTK? So we know Lasky, even at this point, was in strife. As he came onto the back straight, he already had the puncture. At this stage, it's probably starting to rip holes and whatnot, destroy the suspension. There it goes. Please do not break down, indeed. And there it goes, Harvey, right there.
Try and get back.
An incredible moment, not just in this motor race, but in the season as a whole. And there's Tapio Rinho looking to go past his teammate once again. He's gonna sneak past into second. Astoundingly. That has shuffled so many other cars up now as a result. Back comes Daniel Harvey then. Seems like he's fueled to continue with the two-stop strategy, so expect to see him still actually be a factor in this race. At least towards podium positions. He's got a lot of clear air now. Has the car, he's got maybe a heavy fuel load, but... Oh, and there you go. Smoke's still bellowing out from that wheel. Not the way that you want to see the championship end. as now here comes Engbrink. Making a move there on Sigalakis. And the inside and gets the job done. Yeah, Daniel Harvey's got himself 8.5 seconds to Dovizioso in front. Dovizioso pitting in probably about 6 laps or so, I would imagine. It doesn't look like that'll be too much of a problem for Harvey. He's slowly eating into that lead. Not over. Now it's up to Rinyaho at the moment to be the main chasing party. James McNamara, I don't think anybody in the simulated careers, and I'm going to purposefully ignore the GPTCC because they had 3 races per round. Whereas Formula FG obviously is 1 race per round. Formula 1 is 1 race per round. So sticking to the open wheel, and I guess also some of the R Factor endurance careers and whatnot. Sticking to the open wheelers and away from the touring cars, I don't think anybody has ever won 5 races in a row in the simulated careers. Something I might actually just have a look at. Oh, Joseph Wright though, before we go. Oh, jeez. How has he held that one? He goes running wide there. That's okay though. Keeps it going. Going through here. Oh, just gets a bit of the curb. Whoops, whoops, whoops. Oh, just gets a little bit of the curb, and I reckon that helps him a little bit. Yeah, definitely lucky for him. So expect to hear a lack of sound in a moment. Rinyaho is slowly making some ground there. So we definitely know that 4 in a row has been done. And the thing with GPTCC is as well that there was the reverse grid race number 3, so realistically very rarely was there ever an opportunity to get even 3 wins in a row. Indeed, you can see Ben Utzer on occasion has won 4 races in 5, but alas, that's not good enough. We won 5 races legitimately in a row. Once again, 4 and 5 for Ben Utzer. Hello, welcome to Formula FG, round 14, also known as let's go have a look at statistics for other sim careers. Ben Utzer, 5 wins in 6 races. Unfortunately, had a 4th right in the middle. He did get 3 in a row though, however. At the end of one season, which ties into the next season where he did not win the first race. Quite an even season there in season 5. Season 6. Not too much of a problem. There you go, even in GPTCC. Don't see too many race wins in a row. Getting down towards pit stops now as well for a lot of drivers. McNamara not one of them, neither is Bradford actually, I think. Yeah, Tapia is one of them that have he's already come in. And he's still ahead of Daniel Harvey, so that time that Harvey lost has really hurt him. It's helped Rinho. He's kept up the speed, that's for sure. Matthew Allington, Joseph Wright, well behind Daniel Harvey. Engbrink's march forwards is just sort of fallen a little bit flat recently. Engbrink and Martin's coming in, as well as Damien's son. And a few others, Omar Saeed, Hugo Rossello. Here's Tapia Rinho coming down the straight now. Engbrink has jumped Ree Martins there, so surprising moment there during the pit stops. Daniel Harvey coming out now. Just going to get past Engbrink once more. And he's ahead of Rui Martins. He's heavily laden. We'll have to go for quite a while on those tyres as well. Engbrink as well is looking very racy. On to the back straight then. And the brakes there for the hairpin, and Engbrink seems to have gotten the job done. Indeed, so through goes the Dutchman. Has around 6 seconds to Tapio Rinho up ahead. Jordan Bradford to slot in somewhere as well. Yeah, you can just sort of see that gap there as pit stops. Once again, Danny Totos. Chris Guardian as well. Carlos Rodriguez. There's Tapio Rinho actually overtaking Andrea Dovizioso, who's yet to pit. Rui Martins, here comes Danny Totos. Alongside Damien's son. Just going to hold the inside line there, Totos, and so you'll get that position. McNamara will be in this lap, holding a significant advantage there onto Jordan Bradford. McNamara in and out. Bradford Gets in just as McNamara's going back out of the lane. Most of them coming through. Rinho quite a while back. McNamara now racing down the straight. Seems like the later stop has definitely helped. That's the first feeling anyway. So there you go, indeed, McNamara. Having gained nearly 2 seconds there on Tapio Rinho. Rinho this time, though, will have the slightly heavier fuel load, so McNamara will probably end up jumping away a little bit, gaining some speed through this second stint. As we will continue our look for drivers. Ben Herbert got 5 races in 7, and the 2 in between were second places with the fastest lap. Nothing too much there. McNamara indeed is pulling out the gap a little bit. My goodness. This is going to come as a shock to some people, but my goodness, I completely had forgotten that Rui Martins was an F1 champion. Like, straight over my head. Oh my goodness. 1994, Rui, there you go. Never had too much luck in Formula FG is the astounding thing. I think he's still waiting for a first race win. Is Rui, so there you are. Of course, was second the season after. Actually scored more points in 95 than he did in 94. Missed out on the title. And of course, that's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for race wins in a row. As, oops. Hugo Rossello there going wide. That's not going to help him. As, oh, hang on. Wait, why is Sigala... Oh, hang on. Have I missed something? Oh, no, they haven't. No, they haven't. Oh, yes, they did. Oh, no. Yeah, it's a tough one for Sigalak. It's a tough one for Apex as well. It's one of those situations where you probably just have to sit back and say, well, I'll try again next season. Toby Cadera did get 3 wins in a row, promptly followed by 2 seconds, a third, and another first. Three wins in a row there for Jimmy Ladd. Jimmy Ladd. Jack Hunsley only managed 2 in a row there. Oop, Luke Rosella going wide. Oh, he's not going to be able to catch that one. He'll spin around. Joseph Wright probably won't be too No, he'll be disappointed by that effort. That's the easy way to put it. Fast lap of the race there for McNamara once more. There's Jack Hunsley, 3 in a row. Rinho definitely struggling to keep up with the pace of McNamara. 10 seconds in the lead now, the Australian. It's going to be a big effort. As Toto's in the lane for some reason, but it's the near pile-up that he's caused on the entrance to pit lane. Ellington being held up, and just look at that. They all seem to get through. So position gain for a lot of these guys. That means Nathan Corn's actually into the points there with that move on Hugo Rossello. Omar Saeed at the moment is in the points as well. Yeah, so we'll try to get an idea of the laps at the moment. 5.228, 105.228 there for McNamara. 105.6 for Rinho. 105.4 Bradford. 105.5 for Engbrink. So they're struggling a little bit. No one really getting wins there in 2002. 2003, Mane, Goddard getting a few wins. Toby Cadera, in fact, got 3 wins in a row. Finished in 3rd place. Like, whoosh. Goodness. Not too much happening there. No 4. Stefan Burner there, making the move down the inside. Rodriguez, and seems to have gotten it done. Good move. There you go. No driver has won 5 in a row in any of the simulated careers. Only 4. It's only been done once before McNamara at the end of the 1988 F1 season. Aidan Kerrigan getting those in the mighty Tyrrell team. Here's the gap, McNamara to Rinho. In absolute control at the moment, McNamara. You will have seen Lasky's car on the side of the road. He would have been told. He knows the news. He would have done the math beforehand. He's done the 2 plus 2 is 4. Minus 1 is 3. Quick maths. Oh, Rodriguez running that one quite wide. Allowing Stefan Burner back through there on the inside. So these two having a good battle here at this point of the race. Gotta be careful, they don't want to let Rob Sharp in too easily. Into 11 seconds now between McNamara and Rinho. Surprising there for Engbrink as well. It could be a problem with the car. We saw his speed earlier in the race. And he was catching those ahead, but he's really fallen off recently, so I'm going to call that one early. Guardian and Saeed now. Optimera team started off the season quite well. Have faded away, haven't seen points in a long time. Saeed has only barely seen the finish line a few times recently. One of those last round. Before that, he had to go back 4 races. Definitely a tough one there for him. Corns on a bit of a purple patch at the moment. Stefan Berner too, but he's looking a bit out of it today. Rob Sharp looking to haul himself in towards the points. Otherwise it could be a long, tough off-season for him. Danny Thothos is not going to be going to the end of the race. He'll be stopping once more. Sharp there, not quite able to get down the inside. In the background, I think that's Sigalakis making a move on Joseph Wright. Brynjaho here. It's 12 seconds now. Sigalakis here, looking once again, can't quite find the way through. Once more now for Rob Sharp. A bit further down the inside, continuing. Vinaz Rodriguez holding it around the outside. We'll see in a moment. Engbrink now actually pulling the gap down a little bit. Doesn't seem to me at the moment that Engbrink has enough pace to get ahead of the Falcon and stay ahead. Back towards the front. McNamara in a lot of control at the moment. Not much of an issue. 13.1 seconds now to Rinho. Handful of laps before he'll have to come in though. Rodriguez and Sharp once more, and once again Sharp gonna get rebuffed. Indeed, McNamara in at the end of this lap. That will be the opportunity for Rinho, Bradford and Engbrink to try to make up a little bit of time on the Australian.
Pit at the end of this lap.
On towards an unprecedented 5th straight race. Rinho is the main challenger at this point in time. Bradford, Engbrink trying to keep up a little bit. Harvey so far behind with Martins. I have to say they are more or less out of it, as Corns here gonna... He's not too far away from the back of Chris Guardian. Saeed has gone away a little bit. There you go, Sigalakis through there on Joseph Wright. We'll see if there's going to be a response at all from the Raven West driver. I don't think he will be able to from that far back. And in he comes. Rinho only coming around now, in fact. So Nakamura, let's drop down. Bradford and Engbrink go through. McNamara there has come back out in 4th place, ahead of Daniel Harvey. And Damien Sun is the other driver in at the moment. Doesn't look like anybody else coming in with him. They'll shuffle him back a little bit. Rinho going to go another lap. Bradford and Engbrink both in this lap. Engbrink, of course, jumped Rui Martins earlier on in the pits. Can he do the same for Jordan Bradford? I'm not sure if he will be able to. Only 5 seconds behind Tim Engbrink. So McNamara back past those two. Harvey Martin's going to go through. Bradford going back into effectively third place. Engbrink still behind him. Engbrink coming out just ahead of Corns, who has gone past Chris Guardian. There you go. Even on the heavier load, McNamara still reeling in Rinyaho. McNamara back into the lead by quite a margin. So now with most of the pit stops now done and dusted. Damienson there running in 7th place. Omar Saeed. Chris Guardian, Danny Tothos has managed to get himself back up to 10th place, in fact. But he does have another pit stop to go. So at the moment it is crucially Stefan Berner that is currently in 11th, due to pick up that spot. Nathan Corns is giving him a bit of a move on though, and he's going to look to try to take it off him. Hugo Rossello not too far away either. There you go, McNamara at the moment, 13.2 seconds. Bradford has to be careful. Engbrink once again bearing down on him. There's a bit more of the speed we're accustomed to seeing Engbrink in the opening stint bring out. As oh no, what's happened to Omar Saeed here? Problem for him. It might be a brake problem. So brake problem at the moment. No, it's a water leak by the looks of it. Yep, there goes the engine. Omar Saeed running so well in the points. And he retires just like that. That's not going to help his preparations for season 6, that is for sure. Nor Optimus. Saeed, of course, will be going to BRT, but that is a harsh one for him, that is for sure, as Danny Totos is coming into the pit lane now. So that has promoted Stefan Berner into 9th. Nathan Corns in 10th at the moment. Rob Sharp now the lone Optima going around. Indeed, water leak there for Omar Saeed. Rinho is actually, once again, just making a little bit of time into McNamara. It's just nowhere near enough. Falcon needed to be on the front foot there and need to have Rinho on the short second stint. Have him start eating into the lead of McNamara. He's got the pace. Just not working out for him at the moment. As look at Engbrink here, hunting down Jordan Bradford. No matter what Bradford does at the moment, he just cannot shake the Dutchman. Look at Engbrink go now down the straight. Is this an opportunity for Engbrink? Moves to the inside there. A little bit of jig. Looks inside, looks outside. Goes for the inside. Gets it under brakes. Tim Engbrink onto the podium now. Seems like there might have been a mistake there for Martins. He was up at the 136 last lap. Explains why Damien's son is also incredibly close to the back of the 2KF1. Looking a bit further back, Chris Guardian there, Stefan Berner, Nathan Corns. Figaro Selic just falling off the back of those two. Then we've got Carlos Rodriguez, Matthew Allington, who has been able to get past Rob Sharp, it would seem. Noel Sigalakis there in 15th. Joseph Wright, the two Profellis, and there is Danny Tote. There's now another problem here for Rob Sharp. This one I think might be electrical by the looks of it. So you might be able to make this one back, Rob. But in any case, just disaster here for Optima. Two cars running fairly strongly just a handful of laps ago. Saeed got himself a water leak. Out he goes. Rob Sharp now has an electrical problem. He'll have to come in and that'll throw away a good position for him as well. Both drivers in a financial rut, the team in a financial rut. None of this will be helping the situation. There you go, Rob Sharp at the moment is the closest challenger to James McNamara. In a weirdly comical way. So they've been able to reset the car there. Let's see, Rinho's at the other end of the back straight. What a gap this is turning out to be. As Tim Engbrink there from third place. Transmission problem it would seem to be. And that will be a stinging one for the Finnish team, for the Dutchman, was driving incredibly well, but said it earlier, didn't I? That car didn't seem to have the same speed in it as it did somewhere in the first stint, and unsurprisingly, out it goes. That's also going to create problems for that team. Going to miss out on a little bit financially as well, so out goes Engbrink, parks it up. He is out of that race. That's also promoting a couple extra cars. Hugo Rossello now into 10th position. Carlos Rodriguez is in 11th. And promotes Daniel Harvey, promotes Ree Martins, promotes Bradford back onto the podium. We can see some of the movers around. McNamara, of course, the important one, up 3. Rinho up 8, meanwhile, along with Jordan Bradford. Chris Guardian up 6. Stephen Burner and Nathan Corns as well, up 8. Harvey down 1, Rossello down 4, and Martins staying stable. The only ones in the top 10 that haven't really made much of an impact. Danny Totos looking on the outside. Gonna get the job done there. Pulls back in and moves himself up there into 15th. Damien Sun. Actually, I've completely missed that. So he's at a late pit stop as well. Sorry about that. Again, that's going to be promoting others. Carlos Rodriguez there, getting a point now, but he won't be too happy seeing that he's lost a few extra points on top. Matthew Allington looking for some more points. Noel Sigalakis not too far away. Through all of this, I think that McNamara could probably pit if he wanted to and still come out on the podium. Checking down here, and there you go. Nathan Corns has actually been able to overhaul Stefan Berner. So Corns into 7th. It's big for Raven West as well. They're looking to keep a hold of 5th place. And past Stefan Berner, very important for Nathan Corns. If he can catch Chris Guardian as well, that's an extra few points up their sleeve. Fantastic, looking for a few extra points. They want to try to catch Profelli. As Danny Totos is into 14th. They're chasing down Joseph Wright. Might actually find himself with an opportunity to have a go at him as well, as McNamara, Season 5 champion, starts the final lap here in Dubai on his way to a 5th consecutive win now. Tapio Rinho will be happy with the podium, but thoroughly outclassed Jordan Bradford as well. Won't be too disappointed. Daniel Harvey's not even on the front straight yet. It's the level of performance difference between some of the teams and drivers even at this end of the season. 18 seconds behind. Cycling back through the field again. Just right. Danny Totos is going to want to hope that he catches up to him by the time they get to the back straight, otherwise he's not going to get anything done. Here we go through the final few corners. No problems yet, no last second transmission failures that grind him to a halt. It's nothing but McNamara's day. He'll be coming across the line now, and he wins not just the Emirati Grand Prix, but Season 5 championship as well. Well behind Tapio Rinho there. Maybe had the pace, but in the end we will never know. He finishes in 2nd. Jordan Bradford comes across in 3rd. Daniel Harvey. Still got a few corners to go. Only 40 seconds behind the leader. It's Matthew Allington as well, as made a move there on Carlos Rodriguez, so insult to injury, but there you go. Harvey, Martins, Chris Guardian should be fine there from Nathan Corns. Stefan Berner. Allington adding insult to injury, as I was mentioning, to Carlos Rodriguez and Challenger. Joseph Wright there, just going to be able to hold off Danny Totos, you'd imagine. Thankfully for him, it's a short start-finish line. Dovizioso Rosella, Damien's son. All eyes on this man at the moment. Confirmation there, 5th win in a row for James McNamara. To put it in perspective, obviously no driver in Formula FG had gone past 3. No driver in simulated careers as a whole, as far as I know, has gone past 4. No team in FFG has gone past 5. So McNamara has single-handedly equaled a team record between 2 people. That was NTEC back in Season 2 with Jamie Cox and Stefan Berner. So, what an amazing effort there from McNamara. Tapio Rinho, Jordan Bradford. Double podium there for Falcon. Good preparation for next season, no doubt. Daniel Harvey in 4th for DTK. With Rui Martins in 5th. It's not really all that much. That'll end up being 23 points lost for DTK. Chris Guardian, Nathan Corns, Stefan Berner, Hugo Rossello, Matthew Allington, the rest of the points finishers. Carlos Rodriguez, Manolis Sigalakis, Joseph Wright, Danny Totos, Andrea Dovizioso, Luke Rosella, and Damien Sun. They all finished. Rob Sharp was a lap down, and then transmission problems there for Tim Engbrink ended his race. Water leak for Saeed and Ben Utsa. Jack Lasky having that puncture, which ended the championship for him. You can see there, McNamara, how he moved up straight away. As well as Tapia-Rinho a bit further down. I do want to see Engbrink. Just look at him go all the way up. He got to this point and he just stopped. Like, nothing really happened. Got himself to 30. His speed actually started increasing again, but that was the end of him there, that is for sure. Yeah, fast lap of the race as well. Will be McNamara picking that one up just ahead of Carino Motorsport cars. So big congratulations to McNamara, picking up his first championship. Season is not completely over though. Still have 3 rounds left. 3 more chances for drivers to maybe find a little bit of form. Maybe for McNamara to retire and then all of a sudden it's anyone's race. Importantly as well, see that the Constructors is still alive for the moment between DTK and 2KF1. One race could completely change how that looks, so definitely all still to play for. That though, next round will be coming from where is it coming from? Coming from Japan. It is coming from the Fuji circuit, in fact, instead of Suzuka. So a bit of a change there for the Japanese Grand Prix. Hoping everybody will be able to join us then. Looking forward to it. Otherwise, thank you for watching and good night.